Yes guys, your eyes are not deceiving you. I just turned on that electric candle using a real lighter, and I also blew it out. Now how did I do this exactly? Well, it's more simpler than you may think. I'm using an effect called the Coherer effect. Now I'm not going to go into too much details, however this is a project I've been wanting to do for a really long time, and I recently saw a video covering this topic again from Electroboom. His video kind of inspired me to get off my butt and, well, get this thing put together, so I decided to make it. And if you want to know more about the Coherer effect, on screen is a Wiki how page you can go check out. There will be a link in the description, as well as a link to Electroboom's video if you want to learn more in depth as to why this works. However, there are some things to note. This design is not perfect. It may work, but any slight vibration will turn it off, which means you probably can't use this in your car or pretty much anywhere where there's a lot of banging going around. And if you're wondering, no, it's not sound activated. The actual lighter itself, the spark, causes the bridges between the aluminum balls to form a proper connection, turning on the candle. But as a result, it's not a very stable connection depending on how many aluminum balls you have in there, so you get this really cool flame flickering effect with the light. It's actually such a sensitive circuit that you can actually blow on it and turn the light off. But with that said, on screen is a diagram as to how I pretty much got this thing assembled, but don't worry, by the end of the video, I will be opening it up and adding in more aluminum balls because I clearly did not have enough when running this candle for this B-roll footage. Now if you're wondering why you would go about making something like this, well, it makes a pretty unique gift. It's also a pretty good conversation starter. I like to say that the electronic lighters are the FBI secretly listening to us, because they all have FM or radio transmitters inside them. Then I'll go next to the candle and turn it on. That usually gets people freaked out, although don't believe me, that's clearly a false fact, it's not real. Like I said, just a good conversation starter. I wouldn't really rely on it too much, so to say, but since we're just running some AA batteries, it doesn't quite matter if it turns on and stays on, the batteries die, you can just replace them. But if you're planning on actually using higher end battery or bigger voltages, I recommend using a MOSFET and 555 timer circuit. That way if this circuit turns on for any given reason, it will automatically turn itself off. However, that's just for safety reasons. If you're using something like these cheap $1 LED candles that just use AA batteries, you don't have to go this far. These things, if they turn on, they're fine. They're not going to burn your house down or nothing. So no need to worry there. But with that said, as you can see in the video, a couple times it did go off on its own, but that's because I was just walking around my house. Like I said, any slight vibration will turn this off if you don't have enough aluminum balls inside the actual unit. But you also don't want to overfill it. If you have too many aluminum balls, then it won't really turn off at all, it will just stay on. But speaking of the candle, if you have the same candle type, I'll link an STL file down below. All you gotta do is just pretty much jam the candle inside this tube, then extend the wires that connect the battery positive and the LED positive. And once you do that, you just put the wires into the bottom of the unit, put in some aluminum balls, and close it up. As you can see on screen, I took it apart, and it's as simple as that. There's just two wires. If I were to bridge these together, the connection turns on, the light would obviously turn on. I know it seems kind of weird, but the Coherer effect just works, and it's as simple as that. Believe it or not, the Coherer effect was once used for wireless Morse code transmitting. Obviously, like I said, there's flaws to it. It wouldn't work on a ship, which is why it was pretty much swiftly abandoned, or you only used on land, so to say. But yeah guys, it's a pretty interesting subject, and I wish I could talk about it a little more. Maybe in a future video we can deep dive into this, maybe involve some more complicated circuits to make this a little more stable. But for the time being, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you want to check out any more of my LED projects, be sure to click the link down below. I'll be linking to one of my previous ones where I turned a cheap battery-powered lantern into a USB-powered battery lantern. But with that said, guys, that's pretty much it for this video, and I'm going to leave it off here. DTPK signing off. Peace. Further, we can keep going till his hat changes colors or anything really happens, I suppose. Everything said, this lantern probably can run just fine off of 5 volts standard without the diode drop.